Thanks for joining me in this segment of Belly Flopping into Mysticism. I know it's been several weeks since I've shared something. That's not for lack of content. It's actually, if anything, due to too much potential content and trying to figure out how to share so many things that have meaning to me and how to sort it out and filter it out and identify what might be of help to others. So moving forward, I am going to try and hold myself to be more dedicated to getting additional material out there. The other thing that I've been focusing on is getting my first book out. I finished the manuscript, still going through editing. I'm self-publishing, going through some editing, getting all the, what do they call it, front matter and back matter, starting to work on a book cover design. The title is called Musings from a Kintsukuroied Mind. And earlier this year, I debated whether I should use that. I mean, there's a word in there that most people have not heard of, Kintsukuroi. But then when I describe it, people either go, oh yeah, that's what that is, or they're like, wow, that's really kind of cool. The term Kintsukuroi, I came across it about 10 years ago. A friend shared on Facebook this image, trying to get it so it doesn't have reflection and stuff. But it's basically, Kintsukuroi is the Japanese art form where something is taken and broken into pieces, usually like pottery, that type of thing. And then the pieces are pulled back together, where gold or silver lacquer make the seams between the different pieces. And that broken piece that's been put back together is deemed more valuable for having been broken and going through this process. So the idea of a Kintsukuroied mind is the idea of this shattering of the ego, this fragmenting of the mind, which could be described as potentially something that no longer serves a person well. And so, yeah, I was just kind of playing around, and I like this whole concept of Kintsukuroied mind. That's actually the first part of the book. I describe a little more of what Kintsukuroi is, kintsugi, how that ties in with the mosaic process. So it's June as I'm recording this. I don't have an exact publish date, and hoping by the end of the summer, and we'll see what other issues I run into. I've had to learn some formatting software and this and that, but so far it hasn't been too overwhelming. So that's my goal. And that's, I think, a decent metaphor. I actually think it's quite a bit better than this whole disease model of you have a lifelong chronic condition, or even just even a disease or a disorder. That this is my type of experience. It has always been more of a process. Sure, something gave way, something broke, something fractured. I would even say that was my mind. You could say it was an ego. The term ego collapse comes up sometimes in some of the material I've read. I also have a chapter on that, of how I at least describe it. And it's about trying to get some of those concepts out there, that people can be helped without turning to this pathology, illness, disease, disorder, this underlying feeling of something is wrong with you, as opposed to what is the disorder, what is the social disease that you've been dealing with. That's a different way of framing it. And I think that's the way we need to frame it, is that there are toxic environments within, I live in the US, within American culture, there is toxicity. We can try and ignore it as much as we want, and people do survive in it. But one analogy I use is that even like if a fish is in a fish tank and for whatever reason starts acting sluggish or having a problem. Sure, I watch veterinarian shows, and sure, they might look and see what's going on with this fish, but one of the first things they look at is what's going on in the fish tank. And we're starting to do more of that, but not in every case. And it might be related to family, it might be related to the community you live in, or having a lack of community, that type of thing. So can I fix all of it? No, but I can share that, gee, this is how I ended up in this broken state. And these are some of the tools that help me mend a new ego structure together, or piece together that fragmented mind. And it goes to the idea, and this is how one of the quotes I include is the Sufi mystic Rumi said, "The wound is where the light enters you." And I think that's part of the value, or why this type of process can be valuable, is that there is enlightenment, there is material, um, growth material that can enter through that process, and making room for that can be of help. So just wanted to share a little bit. Concept of Kintsukuroi can be of value, and I hope you find it of value as well. And just even looking at that, looking into that a little bit more might be of value to either yourself or people around you that you care about. Thanks so much for joining me. I hope you have a lovely day.